Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a video by request. This particular request came by Cruisin' Tarot, who is another YouTuber. She's got a small channel that I will link in the description. Her specific question was, can I show how to do a Grand Tableau Lenormand reading focusing on love? So to accomplish this, I will be using the Thelema Lenormand and the Bluebird Lenormand to show how you can combine the two decks to create a grand tableau. For the house cards, we will be using the Thelema Lenormand because it has the larger cards. For the modifiers, we will be using the Bluebird because they are smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the cards out and we'll get started. So now that the cards are all laid out, a handful of reminders. Lenormand does not care about reversals. It cares about the pairings of cards, which is why you probably noticed through that time lapse that I flipped a lot of cards around so that they're all facing, so that they're easier for me to read. Secondly, you read Lenormand top, down, left, and right. Whatever the focus of your question is where you start your reading. In this case, because we are asking about romance, I am going to look for the house card of the heart, which is over here. It is paired with the sun, masculine energy. Next, I am going to look for the modifying house, or the modifying card of the heart, which will be on the top deck or the smaller cards, which is over here with the Cavalier or the Messenger, depending on which Lenormand deck you are using. Neither of those are paired with a person. So we're next going to move to who asked us for this reading. In this case, because I was asked by Cruisin' Tarot, I am going to start with the lady cards. For the house card of the lady, it is paired with the birch rod. It's also more towards the left side of the reading, so that is where the beginning is where I will begin, because the heart cards did not show up with a person. So the lady is paired with the birch rod, which is also sometimes the whip, depending on your deck. That is a lesson that must be learned, something that is repeated. We need to check her relationship to the hearts. So there is a heart directly above her. Things that are above are things that are hopes, dreams, aspirations. Things that are below are foundational elements that are leading to the current situation. This row, or not row, this column where the lady is our present moment. Everything to the left is her past. Everything to the right is the future. So she is currently experiencing a lesson that she has to learn. Up at the top, we have the heart. It is paired with the Cavalier, the Messenger. There is a message about love. There is a message about that which is important to her emotional center. We have the Tower on top of the Tower. There is some sort of religious or authoritative message regarding this lesson that applies to her heart, that applies to this message. And then underneath, that which is modifying it as an event that has occurred, we have the clouds on top of a letter. The letter is written correspondence that could be a physical letter, an email, a text message. But the message was unclear because the clouds are covering it. If we match the rod with the whip, because there are the corresponding cards between these two decks, in the past leading up to this, there was a repeated lesson about, in this case, the stork, change. That lesson is still ongoing. Directly behind her, there is the fish, which is good fortune. usually financial, with a coffin. There is some sort of ending regarding finances there. So that is the immediate situation of what she's in. Now we need to figure out where the other heart is in relationship to her. It is several cards away, paired with the sun, which is masculine energy. This leads me to believe that if this was a reading I was doing for another person, she is looking for either a man to be in a relationship or a woman who has masculine energies. Next, we look for the other people cards. So that would be the children, that would be the gentleman, and that would be the snake, the dog. Yeah, the snake and the dog. The dog is a loyal friend. The snake is a liar, a deceiver. Oh, and the fox. The fox is a manipulative person. That could be bad, good, that could be bad. Because when you're looking for people cards, that tells you what relationship we're trying to find. Since we are looking for a loving relationship, that we have the heart paired with love, or with the sun, we are looking for the gentleman. Where are the gentlemen in this spread? So the house card of the gentleman is down here with the cross. So that is a burden. The cross is something that you have to bear. It can also represent religious belief, depending on the circumstances of the reading. In this case, because it is below the surface, I would be inclined to believe that this means she is looking for some sort of man with a religious preference. Probably someone who matches her own belief system. The other gentleman is up here. Again, this is very far away from her, but it is next to a heart. It is paired with the ship. There is a journey to get to him. That journey is going to be following these cards that lead you to him. So, there are multiple paths to get there. The most direct path is staying in the same line and then moving the one up. So we have the house and the stars. Stars is hope, guidance, direction. It is paired with home. There is some sort, she needs to get the guiding principles for her home set up to be able to find this relationship. We have the storms, or the clouds, paired with the child. There is something being obscured from her because of a child. This could be her own child. This could be his child. This could be a niece, nephew, or just someone who is younger than her in her life that is blocking the path to this relationship. Next most line is the mice, which is something that eats at you, and the book. The book is memory. It is how you record your life. There is some memory of pain that is blocking the path. We then have the dog paired with the mountain. The mountain being the foundational card, that is a challenge. That is something you need to overcome. Paired with the dog, there is a loyal friend that in some way is blocking the way to this relationship. We then have the mountain again with the key. The key opens doors. It provides opportunities. This same challenge, this same friend, is the opportunity to get there. And then again, the key is tied. Wow, the fact that mountain, key, and key are right next to each other, that's pretty significant. The key is paired with the moon. The moon is feminine energy. It can be deception, illusion. It can also just be emotion. That depends on the context. As we are making this reading about a loving relationship, about romance, the key here, or the moon here, would be representing either feminine energy or emotions. The key to overcoming this challenge is emotional depth, is the feminine qualities. That leads us to the end of this long journey to the gentleman. That is the simplest way to do a reading about romance in Lenormand. First, look for the hearts. Look for the people cards. Look for the rings. We did not look for the rings yet, because rings are commitment. That could be marriage. That could also be, depending on what it's paired with, some other form of commitment. So let's find the rings real quick. Okay, so we have a ring down here with lilies. Lilies is long-term joy. And because it's in the house, or the house card is the ring, that means that because of a commitment, there will be long-lasting joy. The other ring that is on the top is over here with the dog, the loyal friend. Again, the friends are paired together here. There is a commitment to this friend, which is part of the challenge. We also have the lilies on either side of this gentleman. That is the foundational gentleman. So there's long-lasting joy surrounding him, along with commitment and a cunning friend. Again, fox might be good, might be bad, depends on context. In this case, because it's paired with joy, this is a cunning friend who's helping him. Lenormand is a wonderfully complex divination system. You can take this exact same spread of cards, and you can see that love really is not the focus of this at this moment. There is a lot for her to get through to get to love, but it is there. This reading is much more heavily about all the stuff she needs to do to be prepared for love, to be prepared for that relationship. You can then also ping pong around, as we did a little bit with the mountains and the keys and the lilies, to track the combined information, the connected information, to get a more complete reading of it. I hope that that helps. Cruz and Tarot, I will link her channel in the description again. Thank you for your comment, for sharing it with us, and getting me back into making videos, because anyone who's been paying attention knows it's been a while since I've posted. As always, I do have a Discord. It is very small at the moment. Love to have more people join it. And I have a Buy Me a Coffee page, if you are so inclined. Until next time, walk in the light, my friends. Bye.